Okay, who is ready for the grand finale? Because this is about to get crazy. Okay, so we have two scenes that we're going to do together because scene two is really little, and then scene three is the big ending. So, are we ready? It starts with we have Cordelia and King Lear, and they don't have a single line. We just see them running, dun, 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 which tells you the French have just lost the battle and they are kind of running for their lives. So, they ran away. Next, we have Edmund and Gloucester. But as they are running, they actually stop. And this is where our action starts. Here, Father, take the shadow of this tree for your good host. Pray that the right may thrive. If ever I return to you again, I'll bring you comfort. So, Dad, stay here under the tree. You're blind. They'll leave you alone. I gotta run. Grace go with you, sir. And run away, Edgar. And run back, Edgar. Away, old man, give me thy hand, away. King Lear hath lost, he and his daughter are taken. Give me thy hand, come on. Oh, what? Cordelia and Lear just got captured. And so he's like, okay, this is too dangerous. We gotta go. Come on, Dad. No farther, sir. A man may rot, even here. What? In ill thoughts again? Men must endure. They're going hence, even as they're coming hither. Ripeness is all. Come on. That's true, too. And they ran. And the next thing we have is we are in the British camp. And who comes in? I lost her. He captured her. Some officers, take them away, good guard, until their greater pleasure first be known, that are to censure them. We are not the first who, with best meaning, have incurred the worst. For thee, oppressed king, I am cast down. I've been cast down for you, Daddy. Myself could else outfrown false fortune's frown. Shall we not see these daughters and these sisters? Where's Goneril? Where's Regan? No, come, let's away to prison. We two alone will sing like birds in the cage. When thou dost ask me blessing, I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness. So we'll live and pray and sing and tell old tales and laugh at gilded butterflies and hear poor rogues talk of court news. And we'll talk with them too. Who loses and who wins, who's in, who's out, and take upon the mystery of things as if we were God's spies, and will wear out in a walled prison packs and sects of great ones that ebb and flow by the moon. He still doesn't want to fight. He's like, I'm tired. I just want to live out my days in prison, and you can stay in prison with me, and we'll be happy in prison together, listening to all the court gossip without having to deal with court. Albany might be learning his lesson, but apparently King Lear is not. Take them away. Upon such sacrifices, Cordelia, the gods themselves throw incense. Throwing incense, honor. The gods will honor us if we just go to prison and die, and we can be together, you and me. She does have a husband and a life in France, but apparently that doesn't mean much to him. Have I caught thee? He that parts us shall bring a brand from heaven and fire us hence like foxes. Wipe thine eyes. The good years shall devour them, flesh and fell, ere they shall make us weep. We'll see 'em starve first. Come. And they go away under guard. Come hither, captain. Hark, take thou this note. Take this note. Go, follow them to prison. One step I have advanced thee. If thou dost as this instructs thee, thou dost make thy way to noble fortunes. Know thou this, that men are, as the time is, to be tender-minded does not become a sword. Thy great employment will not bear question. Either say thou will do it, or thrive by other means. I'll do it, my lord. About it, and right happy when thou hast done. Mark, I say instantly, and carry it so, as I have set it down. Sometimes kids miss that, but he's saying being tender doesn't behoove people who carry a sword. Okay, soldier, picture, he's got a gun, but whatever. He's telling him to use a sword against Cordelia and Kent. And that if he does it, he has a noble fortune, noble future. So he just ordered the deaths of Cordelia, who is Queen of France, and King Lear. He may have gotten his father's estate, but I'm fairly sure he doesn't have that much power. Thinks he does. Doesn't. I cannot draw a cart nor eat dried oats. If it be a man's work, I'll do it. Sir, and here come, by the way, it's not just all the nobles actually come, but he's the one who speaks first. Sir, you have shown today your valiant strain, and fortune led you well. You had the captives that were the opposite of the day's strife. We do require them of you, so to use them as we shall find their merits, and our safety may equally determine. So he says, bring me Lear, bring me Cordelia. I'm going to guarantee their safety. I'm going to deal with this. Sir, I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to some retention and appointed guard, whose age has charms in it, whose title more to pluck the common bosom on his side, and turn our impressed lances in our eyes, which do command them. With him I sent the queen. My reason all the same, and they are ready tomorrow, or at a further space, to appear where you shall hold your session. I sent them off to prison. Yeah, don't worry about them today. We can call for them tomorrow. Tomorrow. Oops, sorry. After he's killed them. So he's playing for time, because once the king and Cordelia are dead, it's not like Albany can bring them back. At this time we sweat and bleed. The friend hath lost his friend, and the best quarrels in the heat are cursed by those who feel their sharpness. The question of Cordelia and her father requires a fitter place. Sir, your patience. I hold you but a subject of this war, not as a brother. Know your place. You are not a nobleman. Go bring me the captives. That's as we list to grace him. I'm going to grace him with being a nobleman, because I want to marry my boy. Methinks our pleasure might have been demanded ere you spoke so far. He led our powers, bore the commission of my place and person, the which immediacy may well stand up and call itself your brother. He's going to be your brother, because I'm going to marry him. Not so hot. In his own grace he doth exalt himself more than in your addition. By my rights, by me invested, he compeers the best. That were the most, if he should be your if he should husband you. Jesters do oft prove prophets. Ha! Hello! That eye that told you looked but a squint. If you look at him and think he's going to marry you, you must be squinting, because you're blind. He's not going to marry you. Lady, I am not well, else I should answer from a full flowering stomach. Goneril, take thou my soldiers prisoners, patrimony, dispose of them. of me. The walls are thine. Witness the world that I create thee here, my lord and master. Mean you to enjoy him? They're fighting over him with Albany standing there. These two are just charming. The let alone lies not in your good will. You don't have the power to decide who is going to be my brother. You are still a woman. Remember your place. Nor in thine, Lord. Yeah, well, you don't have the power either, so don't go talking big. Half-blooded fellow. Yes. Albany, the man who wouldn't tell his wife, stop being such a horrible person to your father, has just reminded him, A, you're half-blooded, you're a bastard. And B, I am the only male member of this family left standing. Because remember, Cornwall is dead, Lear abdicated, so he's saying, I am now the head of this family. He is essentially claiming himself as king and saying, I do not give Regan permission to marry Edmund. Somebody found his spine. Let me give you that line again. Half-blooded fellow. Yes, it is my power. She's now talking to Edmund. Let the drums strike and prove thy title thine. Fight, Albany. I want to marry you. Do something. Stay yet. Hear reason, Edmund. I arrest thee on capital treason, and in thine attaint this gilded serpent. For your claim, fair sister, I bar it in the interest of my wife. 'Tis she is subcontracted to this lord, and I, her husband, contradict your banns. If you will marry, make your loves to me. My lady is bespoke. He read the letter, so he knows these two have been talking love. And if he is king, that makes her queen. Sleeping with the queen is betraying the king and country. It's treason. People hang for that. Wow, he found his spy. An interlude. Just like, hang on a minute. Thou art armed, Gloucester. Let the trumpet sound. Gloucester, he's referring to him because remember, he took the title Lord of Gloucester. Gloucester, whatever you call it. Thou art armed, Gloucester. Let the trumpet sound. If none appear to prove upon thy head thy heinous manifest many treasons, there is my pledge. Throws down a glove. I'll prove it on thy heart ere I taste bread. Thou art in nothing less than I have here proclaimed thee. Remember, when Edgar showed up dressed as poor Tom, he said, blow a horn, I will hear it, and I will come and I will testify where I got that letter. So you just let me know when and where, and I will come. What's more, poor Tom promised to bring a champion. There was a belief that if two men fought, God would make sure that the man who was righteous won. And so by saying, I'll bring a champion, what he's saying is, I'm going to prove that I am the honest one here by having a champion defend me, and God will give that champion the strength to defeat Edmund. So he promised to bring a champion if Albany would simply blow the horn. But something more here. Albany threw down the glove, which is him saying, if this random stranger doesn't show up with his champion, I'm going to fight you. Because this, no, I'm not letting it pass. I've let a lot of stuff slide. I'm not letting this slide. Oh, Edmund, you're in trouble now. Yeah, if she's not sick, I'll never trust medicine. Meaning, yeah, she is sick. She's just disgusting. There's my exchange. He throws down a glove. Albany, if you want to fight me, I'll fight you back. I'm a bigger man than you are. What in the world is he that names me traitor? Villain-like! He lies. Call by that trumpet, he that dares approach on him, on you, on who not? I will maintain my truth and honor firmly. Gotta love the irony in that line. A herald, ho! A herald, ho! A herald! Yes, call him up. I'll fight 'em all. Trust to thy single virtue, for thy soldiers all levied in my name have in my name took their discharge. Don't expect anyone to save you, because the soldiers you commanded, the ones that were Regan's, they're really mine. Cornwall is dead. I command everything. And all of your soldiers, I sent them home. Ooh. My sickness grows upon me. Yeah, she is feeling a little sick. She is not well. Convey her to my tent. Regan, led. Enter a herald. Yeah, we'll use this one. Come hither, herald. Let the trumpet sound, and read out this. Sound trumpet! Dun, 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 dun. And then a herald reads, if any man of quality or degree within the list of the army will maintain upon Edmund, supposed Earl of Gloucester, that he is a manifold traitor, let him appear by the third sound of the trumpet. He is bold in his defense. Dun, 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 dun! And then the herald again. Dun, 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 dun! Okay, and remember, it takes some time, so, they got to give people time to show up. And then they throw it a third time. Dun, 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 dun! And here comes... Give me a sec. Got to put him in his suit of armor. Go in there. Edmund, in a suit of armor, with the visor down so nobody can recognize him. Ask him his purposes, why he appears upon this call of the trumpet. Who are you? Your name, your quality, and why answer you this present summons? No, my name is lost by treason's tooth, bare gnawed and canker bit. Yet I am noble as the adversary I come to cope. Which is that adversary? What's he that speaks for Edmund, Earl of Gloucester? Himself. What sayest thou to him? Draw thy sword, that if my speech offend a noble heart, thy arm may do thee justice. Here is mine. Here's my sword. Behold, it is the privilege of mine honors, mine oath and my profession. I protest meager thy strength, youth, place, and eminence, despite thy victor's sword and fire new fortune, thy valor and thy heart. Thou art a traitor. False to thy gods, thy brother, and thy father, conspiratant against this high illustrious prince. And from the extremest upward of thy head to the descent and dust below thy foot, a most toad-spotted traitor. Say thou no, this sword, this arm, and my best spirits are bent to prove upon thy heart whereto I speak. Thou liest. Boy, he's not so naive anymore, is he? In wisdom, I should ask thy name, but since thy outsides look so fair and warlike, and that thy tongue, some say, a breeding breathes, what safe and nicely I might well delay by rule of knighthood, I disdain and spurn. Back I do toss these treasons to thy head, with the hell-hated lie overwhelmed thy heart, which for they yet glance by and scarcely bruise. This sword of mine shall give them instant way, where they shall rest forever. Trumpets, speak. And they blow the trumpets while they fight. Da, 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 da. Stab. Save him. Save him. This is practice, Gloucester. By the law of arms, thou wast not bound to answer an unknown opposite. Thou art not vanquished, but cozened and beguiled. Shut thy mouth, dame, or with this paper I shall stop it. Hold, sir, thou worse than any name, read thine own evil. No tearing, lady, I perceive you know it. He takes the letter out. No tearing. She's getting a little teary-eyed, like, oh, crap. Say, if I do, the laws are mine, not thine. Who can arraign it for me for it? So what if I did sleep around? I'm the queen. You're only married to me. The royal lineage comes through me. So who's going to charge me with anything? Most monstrous. Oh, knowest thou this paper? Ask me not what I know. Walks off. Go after her. She's desperate. Govern her. Random person, man. What have you charged me with? That I have done, and more, much more. The time will bring it out. 'Tis past, and so am I. I'm dying, and I know it. But everything you charge me with, it's true. And you know what? I did a lot more. But what art thou that hast this fortune on me? If thou art noble, I do forgive thee. Let's exchange charity. I am no less in blood than thou art, Edmund. If more, the more thou hast wronged me. My name is Edgar, and thy father's son. The gods are just, and of our pleasant vices make instruments to plague us. The dark and vicious place where thee he got cost him his eyes. Thou hast spoken right. 'Tis true. The wheel is come full circle. I am here. Methought thy very gait did prophesy a royal nobleness. I must embrace thee. He's talking to Edgar. Ooh, I thought you were noble. Let me give you a hug. Let sorrow split my heart if ever I did hate thee, or thy father. Worthy prince, I know it. Where have you hid yourself? How have you known the miseries of your father? Where the heck have you been? You were supposed to be out of the country. By nursing them, my lord. List a brief tale, and when 'tis told, oh, that my heart would burst. The bloody proclamation to escape, that we followed me so near, oh, our lives' sweetness, that we, the pain of death, would hourly die rather than die once, taught me to shrift into a madman's rags, to assume a semblance that very dogs disdained, and in this habit met I, my father, with his bleeding rings, their precious stones new lost. I became his guide, led him, begged for him, saved him from despair, never, oh fault, revealed myself unto him, until some half hour passed, when I was armed, not sure, though hoping, of this good success, I asked his blessing, and from first to last told him my pilgrimage. But his flawed heart, alack, too weak the conflict to support, twixt two extremes of passion, joy and grief, burst smilingly. When I was coming to fight my brother, I hoped I would win, and so I told my father everything so that he would be able to come back with me and again be Earl of Gloucester. And instead, he was so happy, he died. His heart burst. This speech of yours hath moved me, and shall perchance do good, but speak you on. You look as you had something more to say. He doesn't die quickly. If there be more woeful, hold it in, for I am almost ready to dissolve, hearing of this. This would have seemed a period to such as love, not sorrow, but another. To amplify too much would make much more, and top extremity. Whilst I was big in clamor, came therein a man who, having seen me in my worst estate, shunned my abhorred society. But then, finding who 'twas that so endured, with his strong arms he fastened on my neck, and bellowed out as he burst heaven, threw him on my father, told the most piteous tale of Lear and him that ever e'er received, which in recounting his grief grew puissant, and the strings of life began to crack. Twice the trumpet sounded, and there I left him, tranced. There was another man who loved Lear and Gloucester so much that when he started telling the story and finding out everything that happened with France being defeated, it was like his heartstrings cracked, and I left him sitting in a trance because I had to come and fight this battle. But who was this? Kent, sir, the banished Kent, who in disguise followed his enemy king and did him service improper for a slave. Random gentlemen run in. Help! Help! Oh, help! What kind of help? Speak, man. What means that bloody knife? 'Tis hot, 'tis smokes, came even from her, from the heart of, oh, she's dead. Who dead? Speak, man. Your lady, sir. Your lady and her sister by her is poisoned. She hath confessed it. Oh, remember when Regan kept saying, I feel sick, I feel sick. And Goneril's like, yeah, I bet you are sick. She poisoned her sister to get rid of her so that she could have Edmund to herself. But she realized something before she left the stage. She realized he grew a spine. She thought that she would be able to rule England and do everything herself and have Edmund and sleep with who she wanted. And Albany stepped up and said, men have the power, and what's more, I don't trust you, and I'm going to keep control over you, and this is not going to happen. So she went back to her tent, and she stabbed herself. She would rather be dead than not have the power and the boyfriend she wants. Another one for the cemetery. I was contracted to them both, all three, now marry in an instant. I made a sexual contract with both of them, and now we're all three going to be together in death instead of in marriage. Here comes Kent. produce their bodies, be they alive or dead. This judgment of the heavens makes us tremble, touches us not with pity. He gone to get the bodies, and here comes. Oh, is this he? The time will not allow the compliment which very manners urges. It's like, holy crap, I can't even recognize you. I am come to bid my king and master, aye, good night. Is he not here? Great thing of us forgot. Like, holy crap, I forgot the king. Speak, Edmund. Where's the king and where's Cordelia? Seest thou this object, Kent? The object he's referring to? The dead bodies. So as these two are being carried in, Albany refers to them as objects. Do you see these things, these dead objects being brought in? Alack, why thus? Yet Edmund was beloved, the other one poisoned for my sake, and after slew herself. Even so, cover their faces. I pant for life. Some good I mean to do, despite of mine own nature. Quickly, send, be brief in it, to the castle, for my writ is on the life of Lear and on Cordelia. Nay, send it in time. Oh, run, run! To who, my lord? Who hath the office? Send thy token of reprieve. Well thought on. Take my sword. Give it the captain. Haste thee, for thy life. Edgar takes the sword and runs like heck to try and reach the captain. He hath the commission from my wife and me to hang Cordelia in the prison and to lay the blame upon her own despair that she forbid herself. The gods defend her. Bear him hence a while. He's not dead yet, so they carry him off. Now, who comes in next? King Lear. And he is carrying Cordelia. Edgar, the captain, come with them. Howl, 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 howl! Oh, you are men of stones. Had I your tongues and eyes, I'd use them so the heavens' vault should crack. She's gone forever. I know when one is dead and when one lives. She's dead as earth. Lend me a looking glass. If that her breath will mist or stain the stone, why then she lives. Is this the promised end? Or an image of horror? Fall and cease. This feather stirs. She lives! If it be so, it is a chance which does redeem all sorrows that I have ever felt. Oh, my good master, prithee away. 'Tis noble Kent, your friend. A plague upon you, murderers, traitors all! I might have saved her. Now she's gone forever. Cordelia, Cordelia, stay a little. Ha! What is it thou sayest? Her voice was ever soft, gentle, and low, an excellent thing in a woman. I killed the slave that was a hanging thee. 'Tis true, my lords, he did. Did I not, fellow? I have seen the day with my good biting falchion. I would have made them skip. I am old now, and these same crosses spoil me. Who are you? Mine eyes are not the best, I'll tell you straight. If fortune brags of she who loved and hated, one of them we behold. This is a dull sight. Are you not Kent? The same, your servant Kent. Where is your servant Caius? He's a good fellow, I can tell you that. He'll strike, and quickly too. He's dead and rotten. No, my good lord, I am the very man. I'll see that straight, that from your first difference and decay have followed your sad steps. You are welcome hither, nor no man's else, all cheerless, dark, and deadly. Your eldest daughters have fordone themselves, and desperately are dead. I think so. He knows not what he says, and is vain it is that we present us to him. Very bootless. Bootless, useless. Yeah, it's useless to try to explain anything to Lear. He's lost in his grief. And here comes a captain. Edmund is dead, my lord. He had to eventually die of that wound. That, but a trifle here. Yeah, I don't care. That's a little thing. You lords and noble friends know our intent. What comfort to this great decay may come shall be applied. For as we resign during the life of this old majesty to him our absolute power, I give power back to Lear, where it should have been the whole time. Then he turns to Kent and Edgar. You, I return your rights with boot, and such addition as your honors have more than merited. All friends shall taste the wages of their virtue, and all foes the cup of their deservings. Oh, see. And my poor fool is hanged. No, no life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life, and thou no breath at all? Thou wilt come no more, never, 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 never. Pray you, undo this button. Thank you, sir. Do you see this? Look on her lips. Look there. Look there. Heart attack. Dies. Okay. So Albany gave him power back for the 10 seconds he lived to enjoy it. He faints. My lord. My lord. Break my heart, I prithee, break. Look up, my lord. Vex not his ghost. Oh, let him pass. He hates him so much that would upon the rack of this tough world stretch him out longer. He is gone indeed. The wonder is he hath endured so long. He but usurped his life. Bear them from hence. Our present business is general woe. Friends of my soul, you twain rule in this kingdom, and the gored state sustain. I have a journey, sir, shortly to go. My master calls me. I must not say no. I am very old and very tired, and the man that I followed and loved as a brother is dead, and the day is coming. I really want to lay down and follow him. I don't want to rule. I don't want the power. The weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest hath borne most. We that are young shall never see so much, nor live so long. I will never live long enough to see the horrors that King Lear saw. And the oldest hath borne most. King Lear, who was the oldest in the play, he did horrible things. But in the end, he is the one who suffered the most for them. So, who do we have that's still alive? Kent is alive, but says he won't be for long. Edgar and Albany survived, and technically, I think Albany is now the king of England because, well, nobody else is alive. So, who are we going to have a funeral for? Dun, 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 dun. In the end, he tried to make it right and couldn't. Grief killed him once he realized that he was the buttface who caused it. She stabbed herself rather than allow her husband to be the head of the household because she was not going to share power. She died of poison because her sister could not bear the thought of her being in Edmund's bed. He died of joy upon learning that his exiled son Edgar was, in fact, still there, still loved him, and planned to reclaim the family honor. Got stabbed while trying to deliver a message. Was killed by a servant who was trying to stand up for Gloucester. Was hanged on orders from Edmund. And that is the end of King Lear.